Hi SD fans and welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Mark. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Scuba Diver magazine brand, and welcome to the Scuba Diver YouTube channel. Now, if you saw the video we did before, you'll know that we are on location in the Maldives. If not, check it out. Now, the Maldives is mainly known for its pelagics, its drift dives, beautiful sandy beaches, palm trees, basically your island paradise. On the diving front, it's not really that well known on its wrecks. However, yesterday we did two fantastic wrecks in one dive. Now, I have to say this was more reminiscent of dives that I've done in Egypt. Think the Dunraven, the Giannis D, the Carnatic and the like. Now these wrecks were both genuine wrecks, they weren't artificial reefs that had been sunk. A couple of the islands over here have artificial reefs, small fishing boats, small cargo ships, etc. that they might have put on their house reef for a dive for their guests. However, these were actual proper genuine shipwrecks. So the first one, when you drop in, is lying on its side, fully intact, only fairly small, maybe 30, 40 feet long, but it is completely encrusted in coral growth, encrusted marine life, sponges and the like. Slight collapse of the superstructure. You can still get into the main cargo hold and everything. Plenty of fish swimming around it, angelfish, parrotfish, etc. You drift from that with the current and maybe 20 feet in front, you come onto a square block, which is the superstructure from the larger vessel that sits behind it. Again, this is completely covered in marine life and everything. It's not really big enough to penetrate, but it was full of fish, glassfish, antheas, etc. But the star attraction was the full part of the second wreck. It was more like the Umbria, if you've ever done that in the Red Sea, or even the Rondo, which is up in Scotland, because it sits up the reef like this. So you come onto it and the wreck starts from down here. The stern section runs up the reef, it's snapped in the middle, runs up to just below the surface where the bow is completely snapped off. That's actually lying down the other side of the wreck. Now this one is decent size, so you can get into the engine room, you can swim up through the cargo holds and everything. Again, it's been down a decent length of time, so there is plenty of coral growth on it, lots of shoaling antheas, bait fish inside the holes trying to hide from the predators, because there's plenty of jacks swimming around wanting to eat them. So even though the Maldives might not be known for shipwrecks, it's definitely worth having a word with your resort if you're out here to see what dives they've got nearby that involve wrecks. Another thing that the Maldives is obviously famous for is mantas. And one thing I would definitely say if you're out here is keep your mask, snorkel and fins at the ready. As we were on our way to the dive site, we saw some commotion in the water. The captain thought it was a dolphin. Next thing we saw, it was actually the wingtip of a feeding manta on the surface. So we shut off the engines, quickly grabbed my snorkel fins, slid into the water gently, and enjoyed about 10 minutes with this fantastic manta ray that was just feeding, swimming backwards and forwards in front of us. In fact, it got so close at certain points, we had to move out of its way. When one of these things is feeding, they don't give way, so you have to allow for the bigger animal. So definitely, if you'd never bring a snorkel with you normally, bring one for when you're out here, if only for the chance of what you might see when you're on your way to the dive site or on your way back. Now, we're off to do a fluoro night dive tonight, so join us later in the week when we'll let you know what that exciting dive was all about. Now remember, if you like what we're doing, hit that subscription, ring that bell for notification of any future videos that we do, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Remember, if you're going diving, stay safe.